Inside the Senate Armed Services Committee briefing, Ranking Member Senator James Inhofe joins us. Senator, could you start off with telling us a little bit did you learn anything today that was new that we haven't heard already?
All I learned today is that how well orchestrated the White House is. They had everyone saying the same thing, no one disagreeing, and so there's very little new. There's one thing that's not classified that I'll share, and I was in shock. Dana, it was against the law for them to do this without the 30-day notice. I think we all have covered that. We know that. But even General Dunford, who's the commanding general in Afghanistan, and General Austin of the Central Command, they were not advised either that they're turning these people loose. And everyone who is on record now, James Clapper, who is the intelligence director, he said he would not have turned them loose. Under no circumstances. They tried to turn this same group loose just a few months ago, and they all said no. Leon Panetta, he was Secretary of Defense at that time. He said, no, we can't do it. And so, answer your question, there wasn't anything new, and a lot of this stuff that they talked about should not be classified anyway.
The concern that we've heard from members that are on the committee or other members that aren't on the committee on Capitol Hill about not being briefed beforehand, the criticism of the deal itself and also the process, is that continuing to be bipartisan? Because we've heard from both parties that they're not happy with how the White House handled it.
No, I don't think, you know, the way this whole thing started was supposed to be this great thing in the Rose Room, with Obama standing up and returning the prisoner, and it all backfired him. Now, it was all Obama then. Now, all they talked about in this briefing was, well, Secretary Hagel did this and Secretary Hagel did that. No, this is the president, clearly. And when you stop and realize, and I actually have the name here, and it's not classified, Abdullah al-Mahri, not too long ago, a few months ago, was sent to Qatar to be under the supervision. And then we went over to find him. We found out he was in London. So I don't have any confidence. First of all, the statement is wrong. When the president comes out and says, well, we're going to release these people, but they promise they won't kill Americans for the next year. Well, that's not very comforting. Now we find out that, in my opinion, after listening to everything classified and unclassified, I don't have any confidence that they're going to be under the control of Qatar. As far as I'm concerned, they could be back in the fight now. But
could I ask you?
To me, yeah, go ahead.
I just want to ask you one last question about Secretary of Defense Hagel, who was senator from Nebraska, and I think you served with him for quite a while. You probably knew him fairly well. Today, the White House finally said, no, it's actually Chuck Hagel. He made the final decision about this, and they were trying to put some distance between the White House and the decision made by the Secretary of Defense. Are you buying that? And do you think that Chuck Hagel, having served in the Senate, is now that contemptuous of the body that he wouldn't have thought it was necessary to let you know?
Yeah, Dana, absolutely. The decision was made by the White House, and everyone that was in that briefing works for the White House. They all work for the president, including the military. He is the commander-in-chief, and so you have them all now trying to push this thing off on Hagel. It wasn't Hagel. It was the administration. Clearly, it was. And so now they're all trying to say that it's someone other than the president made that decision. The decision is bad enough, but to try to push it off on someone else is worse. But I still say, Dana, that the worst part of this is the two generals in charge of the whole operation there, Dunford and Austin, were not even advised that this is going to happen.
All right, so maybe they don't trust them either. Okay. Senator, thank you so much. And those five